Hello, welcome to my channel, Winged Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning in to the day's energy, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. All right. The overall energy of today's reading is the Seven of Swords in reverse. Something's being revealed. Lying, cheating, stealing, coming to light, something hidden. Can't be hidden anymore. What does the viewer need to know about the Seven of Swords in reverse energy? Some deception coming to light. Justice. All right, yeah. This is justice. Fair, balanced. Feels like whoever I'm talking to that you have embodied the energy of justice. Stayed balanced in your thoughts. And some type of deception is coming to light. Awesome. What does the viewer need to know about this energy? Jeez. It's happening fast. There's all this sword energy, air energy. Knight of Swords, fast moving, and then the Empress in reverse with her back turned. Who's getting caught? It feels imminent. Fast, swift justice. You might not view this as swift justice, but it feels like someone is caught in a deception trap, some type of deception. And it feels related to this Empress in reverse. Someone, toxic feminine energy. Who is this? Ooh, they're down on their luck. Wheel of Fortune reverse. They're hopefully learning a lesson. This is karma coming out with justice. Who is this? How can the viewer identify who this is in their experience? Who's in this Empress reversed energy? Queen of Swords, Knight of Wands in reverse. Someone you've discerned, it feels like you're in the Queen of Swords energy. I think you perceived this person a while ago as erratic, inconsistent. Tell me about the Knight of Wands in reverse. Player, inconsistent. They're following their desires, but they don't. The Knight of Wands upright is a world-building energy, following your desires, building worlds. This feels like someone who's hot and cold. They want something, they don't want it anymore. They want something, they feel immature. And so it feels like you've discerned this person, this player, a while ago. Wow. Okay. I was wondering if this Empress reverse and this player were two separate energies. I get the feeling that there might be two people. One, a toxic feminine, and one a player. Getting caught in a lie, in deception. And then here we've got the Emperor coming out with his back turned. Where is he? There he is. Feels like the player energy feels like people you know. Definitely it feels like, viewer, you know the player, the inconsistent energy. Feels like this person, you might have been in an enmeshed relationship that just never took off, never went anywhere, because this person was taking advantage of your unhealed wounds in the relationship. Okay. And why is it related to, who's the Empress reversed with her back turned then? Then who is this energy? Chariot reverse, Four of Swords. Whoever the feminine, toxic feminine energy, they're in lessons. Unable to move away, move on from this. They're stuck. Four of Swords, there's a need for healing here. It feels like there's two people. One's erratic, hot and cold, inconsistent. They want what they want. And then the toxic feminine energy. Let's see if we can get some clarity with some other cards. Who's the Empress reversed? Thank you. Interesting. Masculine energy, authority, discipline, father figure. It feels toxic feminine. I think this toxic feminine is attracted to masculine energy. Power. I'm getting power. Archangel Michael in reverse. They're not protected. They're not guarded. They can't get divine intervention. It feels like this is their end lesson. Whatever they put out is coming back. And so it feels like this energy felt very confident. Hi, that's Boo Boo. They felt very confident in behaving in this way for others, that was okay. But they're not okay when they're receiving it. They're stagnant, stuck, dead end, frozen. That's Chariot reverse as well. Can't move away. A lack of harmony, balance. No peace, no happiness. Feels like this toxic feminine energy is just goes after power. They feel powerless themselves, and so they attach them, this toxic feminine attaches themselves to powerful, what they perceive as powerful masculine energies, so they can be powerful. It seems like there's some deception between this toxic feminine energy and this player that's inconsistent. They do have this Emperor energy in their space, even with their back turned. It feels like they come off as masculine, but they're so inconsistent, running in reverse. So this inconsistent energy can't run, can't escape this, can't deny it, can't excuse this, whatever's coming out. Wow. Alrighty, let's keep moving, see if we get more revealed as we keep going. The hidden blessing is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. The hidden blessing, it feels like you're no longer working with these people, connected with either of these people. Tell me, yeah. Ooh. Oh. 10 of Pentacles reverse, 9 of Pentacles reverse, 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. This is a lot of finances. Financial, it's like holding on. Was it stolen money? Feels like these two are in cahoots. Toxic feminine and this inconsistent person that at some point you figured out internally, at least, like an internal awareness of this person. A meeting reverse false person. A meeting reverse. They're not meeting together anymore. They're not. It feels like they're not. Their minds. They're not on the same page. These two. Feels like at some point they used to be. It feels like both of them are false people. It feels like this is happening for you. That the success, public success, is yours, viewer. Something to do with finances. Tell me about these pentacles, or the loss of pentacles. The King of Cups with his back turned. What I'm reading here, viewer, is that these are false people that no longer are on the same page. At some point, it feels like they collaborated, maybe even against you. What's helpful is to not need this money, to not hold on to it at all. Hold on to the pot. It feels like by you letting go, if it's about money, it feels like if you just let go, that's when the victory happens. Feels like you've got a very, that you've matured, I'm talking to someone who's emotionally mature, that's had a glow up. Keep going. All right. What you're leaving behind is the Hermit reversed. Leaving behind someone who can't be alone, who needs other people, can't find their own answers. Wow. Ace of Cups in reverse and Ace of Wands in reverse. So you're leaving behind someone who can't be alone. They've got no flow, they've got no spark, no vitality, no life force. No new energy. No one's pouring into them. No one is... There's no spark here. No care, no love. But it's interesting. It feels like this... with the Hermit reverse, I get the feeling that these are... energies that use other people. They drain other people. The toxic feminine energy, the first clarifying card was masculine energy, authority, discipline, a father figure. I will be your father figure. Put your tiny hand in mine. I think this toxic feminine feels very powerless. Might even have a little damsel in distress energy. Woe is me, help me, I'm so, oh my gosh. They position themselves as needing very powerful men, connecting to powerful men to get their needs met. And it feels like someone knew, that can't run away from this. A player, someone very inconsistent. That at some point it looks like you went round and round with this person in maybe a relationship where they were taking advantage of your kindness, your sweetness. Feels like an enmeshed relationship. All right, moving on. How to get the most of this energy is Four of Swords. That's the second time the Four of Swords has shown up. Feels like a need to heal, to take some time out, to recover. How can the viewer get the most of this energy? Seven of Cups in reverse, Page of Swords, Judgment, Nine of Cups reversed. How to get the most of this energy is, it feels like heal. Don't try to be a part of it. Stay balanced in your thoughts. I feel like you realize these people, these other people in this reading are not an option for you. Feels like you can speak some truths about these people. With Judgment here, it feels like you've had a glow up since you've left these energies. Expansive energy here. I feel like you, viewer, you got these people's number. They're very unhappy people, miserable, no blessings. They feel very stuck right now. With Justice and Judgment, this feels like they're being judged, and this is justice. Some balance is coming through. It feels like these people have abused power for their toxic gain. This feminine energy, it feels like this toxic feminine kind of puppets masculine energies. They feel powerless, and so they kind of manipulate masculine energies. Okay, I get it. So she, toxic feminine, attaches herself to masculine energies that she feels are powerful, more powerful than she can be for herself, and kind of manipulates their perspective, how they see things, and starts directing her anger at getting that masculine. That person's a problem, that person's a problem. So the masculine energy goes after, attacks whatever she doesn't like. So is that what the toxic feminine energy did with the player? Ooh. Ooh, Hierophant reverse, Four of Wands reverse. It feels like they might have ended a marriage. Did they end your marriage? It feels like they made your life miserable, more and more miserable. Did they force your hand to break up? Did they? This is very manipulative. It feels like these two are in cahoots. They will, at some point they came together. The toxic feminine is kind of puppeting the masculine energy. Feels like there's a plan to make you miserable, to break up. So it feels like you're in a relationship with a player. Someone very inconsistent. Someone who loves being viewed as powerful. And it feels like a plan to end a marriage, end a connection, to make you miserable, maybe to force your hand, because these people are very manipulative, and so it feels like they might have made your life, what was hidden, Seven of Swords in reverse that's coming out, is a plot to make your life miserable, maybe to replace you with toxic feminine, remove viewer, insert toxic feminine. What I'm getting is this is being done for you. It's a blessing to just let these two have at it. You just leave. Feels like when you leave this environment, you have a glow up. You mature emotionally, because you can't mature in this toxic environment. What you're leaving behind is something that's empty, no life force, and leaving behind someone who can't be alone. So this feels like someone from inside a relationship already getting someone ready, having someone waiting, because this person can't be alone. The player is the one neither of them. The toxic feminine can't be alone because damsel in distress, and she needs a masculine energy to puppet, to point at her enemies, who she perceives as an enemy, so they can attack. Feels like this toxic feminine has done this her whole life, manipulated masculine energy as protectors, and kind of like creating a dog and getting in that person, masculine energy's head. You know who the problem is. It's that person. And it feels like she's pretty manipulative, pretty convincing for a while. There's a lot of courting behavior, courting the masculine energies. At some point, it feels like after time, years maybe, that masculine energy doesn't enjoy being puppeted. Might even turn against who's been trying to control them, who has been controlling them. What's supporting you is the Queen of Wands in reverse. Jealousy, envy, someone very insecure. That feels like this toxic feminine energy. Their envy is what's supporting you. Their jealousy of you. How's this supporting the viewer? How's this insecurity? Two of Cups reverse, Ten of Cups reverse. This feels like a third party. This feels like a toxic feminine who's very jealous of your partnership with someone who's very inconsistent. You're in an enmeshed relationship, someone taking advantage of your woundedness, your unhealed wounds, and just repeating cycles in an enmeshed relationship. She has no idea that that's... So she's hearing all these amazing things from this player. So it's supporting you. This breakup is happening for you. You're surrounded by just people who are not for you. I feel like this third party energy is coming in so you can find your exit, find the exit out of this relationship that keeps repeating. And again, I'm getting another message. It's not even just taking your place. There is a need to decimate you, to make you completely miserable, because this is a very insecure woman. Ooh, woman. Gendered. It does feel gendered. It feels this... It doesn't have to be. It's toxic feminine energy. Very insecure. And so, prove your love for me. It feels like while you're still in a relationship with this other person, the third party is saying, prove that you love me by treating your partner horribly, making them miserable. It feels like they both kind of get off on this, making you miserable, giddy. It feels like text messages, like I did this, I did that. Like, so from... You're still in a relationship. Feels like at the end of a relationship, if this is for you. I am not talking to somebody who has not verified that there's a third party. I don't want to inflate anyone's delusions. This is for someone who knows there was a third party. So it feels like you're at the end of the relationship, last months, last years of the relationship. She doesn't just want your person, she wants you destroyed, because it means something, that she's powerful. So from within the relationship, she kind of is puppeting, has commandeered the connection. And so even though you might be still living with this person, they're connected with a third party who needs proof of loyalty and love by decimating and hurting you. That's some karma. They want you not only broken up, but defeated, upset. So painful, unnecessarily. It's interesting that justice is being served, that whatever was hidden is coming to light. I don't know how that's being done, but it feels like what's coming to light, that they can't get away from this pair, this toxic connection. It feels like you were connected with the masculine energy. Jeez. Overkill. Unnecessary. Just to fulfill insecurities. You need to suffer so the Queen of Wands feels comfortable. All right, what to be mindful of is the Two of Cups in reverse, showing up again. It just showed up in what's supporting you. It feels like this is being done for you. Not for your ego, but being done for you to what's being done for you. Yes, the truth coming out, justice, definitely. But it feels like ending this connection is being done for you. All right. What does the viewer need to be mindful of around this breakup, around this separation? Knight of Wands. World building. Time to rebuild. Go towards what you want to create. Follow your excitement. Let it go. It feels like karma is taking care of this couple. I'm getting this feels so specific that you were going through maybe years, or for some of you decades, of vulnerability, and once you leave this environment, as painful as that is and upsetting, this feels very upsetting, that there's a whole world out there for you, much better, much, like, oh my gosh. Once you get some distance and some healing, you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have left earlier. But you don't know what you don't know. And everything happens as it's supposed to happen. And so it feels like this breakup is happening so you can build worlds, world building energy, and Six of Wands coming out again. A glow up, public success. There's something that's for you. And once you follow that, your spark, whatever this is, after the breakup, then you have this huge glow up. If you allow it, if you don't allow the story to anchor you into sadness. It feels like there's something that you want to do, something that you're excited about, that passionate about, and it helps you heal. Whatever this new passion, excitement helps you grieve the relationship that you never had, grieve disappointment, upset. This feels very disappointing. This relationship, this person wasn't what you thought it was. And it feels like you're taking action, having a glow up. Oh my gosh, healing as you go. Seven of Wands. Protecting your energy. You're guarded. Learning healthy boundaries, learning to protect yourself, building something worth protecting too. A lot of fire. Wow. Nine of Pentacles. So not only public glow up, public success, people watching you rebuild, something worth protecting, your independence, your abundance. It looks like you learn how to train your focus. It also feels like with all these wands showing up, like you're very powerful, which is kind of ironic that this toxic feminine energy puppets masculines to do their bidding. So that's how they derive power, because this person feels powerless, insecure. And what I really love here is you're doing this by yourself. You're becoming more empowered, more powerful. It's leading to your independence, abundance, luxury. People want to work with you. There's something you're really good at. It's time to shine. People want to collaborate and work with you. So it's kind of like, well, do I stay miserable or do I go after a new life, world build, create a new me, reimagine yourself, or just stay in something that never led you to your happiness. There's no achievements, there's no celebration, there's no next level. It feels like the longer you stay in this, the more unhappy you are. Because it feels like that's what the relationship is, what this person wants. I have to say, this toxic feminine insecure energy is a lot like this player energy, very insecure. I get the feeling this player energy is cosplaying as someone powerful, but they're not really powerful. But they've attracted someone who perceives them as having power. And so they want what's yours. They want to take your place, this toxic feminine energy. It looks like you're reimagining your life, getting back out there, taking action towards new you, new life, and therein lesson. These two are in. Ooh, there we go. 3 of Swords. Betrayal, heartbreak. They thought you couldn't see or perceive any of this. They're 2 people who can't be alone. It's like they drain people. Codependency. Feels like the player feels wanted, feels needed. They love having someone to be angry at, to punish. And this toxic feminine is filling their head with who needs to pay. And it feels like you're enemy number 1 because they want your position. There's like this impatience to take your place, so there's a real perception here that you're the problem, that life will be so much better without you, that everything is your fault. And once you, viewer, are removed, it's happy days. Everything's amazing. But that's not the reality. It looks like the longer these 2 are together, the more unhappy, the more there's fingers pointed and blame. There's financially, things did not go as planned. It feels like they're broke. Nothing's happening. There's no passion. There's no excitement. It feels like there's a lot of finger pointing at each other, at this imbalance. The thing is that when you try to create happiness and joy, and we're going to be so powerful together, and we're going to be just loving couple, when you create, if that's what they wanted, which it looks like that's what they wanted, but every action and every thought and every spoken word and action is cruel and manipulative and coercive and lies and deception and hurt, you can't get there to that desire of a happy, healthy, loving relationship. You can't get there from those activities. It's like trying to bake a cake. You want to bake a cake. That's what their intentions are. We want a cake and we want to eat it too. But the ingredients to make this cake, we're going to use asphalt and gravel and throwing rocks and flamethrower. Those aren't the ingredients to create a cake. But the ingredients that they put together creates the karma that they're receiving. So, all right, this is where I'm going to leave this reading. I'm going to do an extended reading. So if you're interested in continuing on with the story, there's a link in the description box that says extended reading here. You click on that link, it takes you right to part 2 on Patreon. I'm halfway through the reading. So in part 2, I'll be looking at health, relationships, creativity, new opportunity, and career and finance. If you're curious about Patreon, I do, 2 extended readings generally a week. So that's about 8 a month. And to get an extended reading pass, it's $5 a month. So if that sounds like something you'd like, it's a way of supporting me and the channel and the work that I do in a very reasonable, small amount. So, all right, I'll see you over on Patreon for those of you who are ready to keep on rolling. Take care.